Hello and welcome to this guided meditation to the buck full moon of releasing. I'd like you to start this meditation by closing your eyes and getting comfortable, either sitting or laying down, and start some deep breathing in through your nose and release through your mouth. Nice and gentle, deep breaths. And imagine a grounding cord dropping down from the base of your spine at your root chakra. It drops down through the seat, down to the floor, unfolding gently, down through the foundation of the building, down through the earth's crust, deep down into Mother Earth, where it then splits into individual tendrils, spreading out to the sides, safe, grounded, and secure. And as you continue breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, place your hands in an open palmed position on your lap. And let's begin. In your mind's eye, I'd like you to imagine yourself in the middle of a meadow, surrounded by tall grass, trees, flowers. The birds are singing, and the insects are flying around. It's the middle of summer. It's the night of the full moon. And the sun is starting to set a little lower in the sky. It casts a beautiful golden glow across the sky. And you're safe and secure in this meadow. I'd like you to look ahead and find the path that is before you. It's a small dirt path in the grass, and you begin walking down this path through the meadow, safe and secure under the setting golden sun. Walking down the path. Up ahead, you notice the tree line getting closer, and you can see that there's a forest up ahead. Keep walking down the path towards the forest, safe and secure. And you stop momentarily at the entrance to the forest, and you see that the path continues forward. Know that as you walk through the forest, you'll be releasing all that is no longer serving you, all that is weighing you down. And I invite you to take the first step down this path into the forest. As you're walking along the path, begin to bring up things that have been weighing you down energetically, emotionally, mentally, or even physically. And just release them like you're dropping a heavy backpack off of your body, and allow it to drop down into the ground, where it will be transformed by Mother Nature into something light. And with every step, you feel a little lighter. It's starting to get a little dark in the forest, and the moon is starting to rise up in the sky. And you're right there in the precipice between daytime and nighttime as you walk through the forest, releasing all that no longer serves you. Walking down the path, and just ahead, you see a clearing and an end to the forest. Continue walking down this path towards that opening. And as you come to the end, you start to sense a presence other than your own around you. Stepping out into the clearing, the moon is now fully up in the sky. It's beautiful bright light shining down. It lights the whole area around you. And you can see a little ways in the distance up on a hill, a dark figure being silhouetted by the moonlight. It's a big, beautiful male buck with his antlers shining out to the sides. He's magnificent. And this beautiful buck starts to walk towards you, down the hill, down the path. You are still safe and secure on this path. There's no need to worry. The buck is your friend. He is a guide coming to meet you. And he comes closer. And when he's just a few feet in front of you, you're standing there in awe and wonder, reverence and respect for this magnificent animal. And the stag bows his head before you, touching his antlers to the ground. He's inviting you to climb aboard his back. And there's no need to worry. You are not too old. You are not too big. You are not too heavy to ride on this beautiful spirit guide. And you climb onto the back of the buck. And the buck begins to trot back into the forest with you. And you notice every space where you had dropped what wasn't serving your higher purpose anymore. Everything that you had dropped behind you are now steps along that path that are lit up like from within. They're beautiful shining stones that this buck travels across. And as you're trotting along with this buck, feel free to ask him any questions that you have about your path, about your life path, what you're here to do, what your next best step is, and then open yourself to receive his message. You emerge from this forest feeling healed and guided, and the buck brings you back into the meadow, and he lets you down onto the grass, and you find yourself looking up into the face of the buck. The tips of his antlers begin to sparkle like stars. You tilt your head, and the buck tilts his head, and everything becomes a little fuzzy, lying in the meadow, with the moonlight shining down, and this magical creature above you. You can ask for any last messages from the buck. What does he want you to know? What is the medicine he's here to share with you? When you have received this answer, you continue gazing at him as he begins to tell you the story about your future life, how it's going to unfold, what you will be doing, who you will be with, what your life will be like. And his voice that you hear in your head becomes a little softer. And the stars at the tips of his antlers are blending in with the stars in the sky. And it all starts to become a little hazy and a little unclear. And you feel yourself starting to drift off to sleep. And the buck again bows his head and sends a blessing to you. He quietly slips away. You're alone in this meadow. Magically, the moon starts to recede back, and the sun begins to reassert itself, and light comes back into the meadow, and it wakes you up, feeling fresh and relaxed, enlightened. And you stand up and look around, and the meadow is lit up by the sun, the flowers, the insects and the butterflies. And you begin to walk back up the path. Walk back to where you began, where you came from. But you feel lighter on your feet. You've released everything that was holding you back. Everything that brought in doubt or anxiety or fear has been lifted and released off your back. And you have new knowledge. And you've been blessed. And you've been comforted by the buck of the full moon. Back into the room where you're sitting. Notice the sounds in the room around you. Move your fingers and your toes a little bit, bringing awareness back into your body. Sit up a little straighter. Lift your head up. Move your neck around a little bit. Bring yourself fully, consciously back into this room. Take a moment to journal about your guided meditation. What did you learn from the buck? What did you release? What message did you receive?